A spy movie with a lot of awesome old people. Let's do this. Red 2. So Red 2 stars Bruce Willis and John Malkovich and the surviving cast from the first Red movie. And they're back on another spy adventure type thing and saving the world, you know, spy shenanigans. Now, I actually never saw the first Red movie. I hear it was really funny and really cool. But I'm going to focus on Red 2 since that's the movie that I just saw. I like the premise of this movie though, like all these old people coming out of retirement to kick butt and save the world. And I think for the most part, this movie was really well done. You have Bruce Willis and John Malkovich in this movie. Their chemistry was really funny. It was funny to see them banter back and forth. John Malkovich was hilarious in this movie. Like, everyone knows one of those guys like John Malkovich in this movie who's just really eccentric and says these really weird things that probably shouldn't be said out loud. But it's still hilarious and it makes you crack up. Everyone else is really cool in this movie. You know, Bruce Willis, Helen Mirren, the girl from Weeds, Storm Shadow from G.I. Joe's in this movie. And no matter what you say about the G.I. Joe movies, you have to admit, Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, they're awesome. And so I thought Storm Shadow was really cool in this movie. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the actor's name, but he was cool. Anthony Hopkins is in this movie, and, you know, he's Anthony Hopkins. He's not going to suck in a movie, alright? He's Anthony Hopkins. He had a couple pretty funny lines in this movie, and I thought he was awesome. Now, Red 2 follows the same vein as the Expendables movies, and that's a bunch of old people doing really over-the-top action stunts. But I feel like because this movie's being released in, like, July, I think they can get away with that. If it's well done, and it is done pretty well in this movie. There are a couple scenes that would even rival Fast and the Furious 6 for the most absurd, over-the-top action scenes of the year. But I mean, they're hilarious. This isn't a movie that you can really take seriously as an action movie. But when you're watching it, you're having a good time, you're laughing, you're having fun. And it works well because the premise of this movie is kind of absurd. Like, at no point do I think I'm going to see Storm Shadow spinning out in a car with Helen Mirren shooting people on either side. But in this movie, they played it up and it worked really well. At a point, Red 2 is a little bit too long and a little convoluted. So barring a couple exceptions, Red 2 is a really fun movie. If you see this movie, you're gonna be entertained. It's not like a groundbreaking spy movie or anything like that. Like, if you're expecting Skyfall with Bruce Willis, you're gonna come out of this movie disappointed. But for what it is, it's a really fun movie and I'm gonna give it a B-. So the Red movies, have you seen them? What do you think of them? Comment down below, let me know. And thanks for watching this video. If you guys like it, then click here to see more.